Okay, cool. I guess we're ready. Okay, I guess we can get started. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the UTRA 2021 Kickoff. My name is Helen, and I'm your president for this year. So before we get started with the rest of the presentation, the exec team will introduce ourselves. I guess I can get started. I'm Helen, NSI 2T1, robotics option, and like this really connects with the program that I'm in, and I'm super excited to see what the year can bring. So next, I guess I can pass it on to Matt.
Hello, I'm Matt. I am ECE 2T2 plus PEY at VP Internal. Super excited for kickoff. Next, I think, is Rosie.
Yep, so yeah, I'm Rosie and I'm inside 2T2, currently on my PUI, and yeah, I'm VP Partnership and also very excited.
Next, we have Rubinars, Zainab.
Hi, I'm Zainab. I'm MEC 233 and I'm the project manager for Robonars. And I also have a partner, Benny, who's unable to join today, but I am excited for this year and the workshops. And next is Art, I think. So Michael.
So hi, my name is Michael. I'm a NSI 2T1 plus PY, starting my 4th year robo option, of course. Yeah, nice to meet you guys.
Now's the time I throw in a disclaimer. Not everyone in UTRA is a NSI Robo, but I am. I'm a NSI 2T2 Robo option on my PY right now. My name's Spencer. Also, the Frosh that are in this call, I was also the photography chair. So I was taking your group pictures over Frosh just to make a small connection there. So PackBot, you guys go ahead.
Okay, I guess PackBot has not joined yet. Let's move on to RoboSoccer, Jonathan.
Hello, I'm Jonathan. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Yeah, NSI 2T1 Robo option plus PUI. Yeah, I'm the project manager for RoboSoccer, and also I believe I'm software advisor for this year. Very excited to see everything happen.
Yep. Hello, I'm Eric, also inside 2T1 Robo option. Yeah, I'll also be the PM for RoboSoccer this year. Really excited to meet all of you guys. Yeah.
Next, we have Combat, Chai.
I'll go first, just because Chai isn't here yet. Yeah, he's joining soon. I'm Ben. I'm going to continue the trend. I'm an NSI 2T2 plus PUI Robo option. And I'm one of the combat PMs for this year. I'm very excited. Yeah.
I'm Bobby. I'm another one of the combat PMs. I'm MEC 2T1 plus Min. And I'm also really excited. I think it's going to be a really great year having everyone back in person and seeing things happen.
And now for our directors, Leo.
Yeah. Hey guys, my name is Leo and I'm ECE2T4 and I'm the webmaster of UTRA this year. And guys, go check our website and I will post that in our chat. Yeah, thanks.
And Charek. Okay, I guess Charek was busy and he left. Okay, and also part of the admin team, we have Sarah, who unfortunately had a class conflict. She is the VP Communications. And we also have, as our PackBot PMs, Eric and Arash. And for combat, we have Chahit as PM. Okay, I guess we can move on. Next slide, please. Okay, so I guess for just as a brief overview of the kickoff, we're going to be going over basically the all the sub-teams of UTRA. And then at the end, we'll be breaking out into different breakout rooms, and the PMs will lead the breakout rooms, and you can ask any questions that you have to the respective PMs regarding the sub-teams in general. And if you have any questions come up as we're presenting, feel free to type it out in the chat, and any PM or admin can answer the questions. Okay, let's get started. So UTRA stands for the University of Toronto Robotics Association, and we are a student-run club that's committed to providing students with very exciting ways to learn and experience the field of robotics. This year, we're maintaining 5 sub-teams, including PackBot, RoboSoccer, RoboNars, Art, and Combat. And in second semester, we'll also be having Sumo. So in case you have some experience working with robotics, we're hiring Sumo PMs right now. So feel free to send any of the admins a message. And our goal is to promote robotics education and provide currently virtual hands-on opportunities with designing, building, and competing with various types of robots. And we were founded in 2004. So it's been 17 years since UTRA was established. And we've represented U of T at many prestigious national and international robotics competitions. And yes, our mission is to foster creativity and innovation and cultivate science and technology leaders of the future by providing students with opportunities to design and build advanced robotic technologies. And here is a video. Many of you might have seen it during matriculation, but here is just a very exciting recap of the video. Moving on, we have RoboNars.
Okay, hi everyone. I'm Zainab again, and I'm the project manager for RoboNars. We can go to the next slide. So basically, the goal of the team is to provide fundamental and essential technical knowledge and required for one to turn ideas into reality. So we will be hosting workshops and seminars throughout the year that can be applied to robotics and much more. They will introduce the theory and technical skills, and we are planning on ending with robotics related projects that allow you to gain experience and enhance your resumes, or even gain PD points if you're taking engineering strategies course. Currently, we're planning on having them online, at least for this semester. And for depending on the updates, if everything goes well, we might have the project workshops in person. And we can go to the next slide. So this fall, we are planning on having Python-based roles. So we will start with Python and then transition into roles and apply that to robotics related projects. We believe it's going to be really helpful, especially for first years, because you'll be taking a programming course in second semester. And for my year, for people who didn't have any programming experience, they had a hard time in that course. And in the winter, we are planning on having C++ and Arduino related workshops. They will also be really helpful for robotics application, and they can be applied to a wide range of topics as well. We will also have like one-time seminars, like everything about robotics hardware. They will be very informative as well if you're new to robotics and still exploring what you want to do. And we can go to the next slide. So if you're interested, we will have our specific kickoff on September 24th, which will be on a Friday from 6 to 8 p.m. The links will be shared at the end of the slides. We also have our own Discord channel. If you have any questions anytime during the year about workshops or anything else. And the updates will also be shared in the social media, so you can follow us from there as well. And that's all from me. We can go into art. So Michael can take over.
I'll actually pass that to Spencer to start us off.
Okay.
Awesome. Hi, everyone. Welcome. I'm here again. So Art, the Autonomous Rover team, me and Michael project manage that. You can go on to the next slide. Basically what ART does is we design, build, test, and compete fully autonomous rovers. And so we compete in 2 competitions every year, and one of which is down at the University of Waterloo, and one of which is across the border in the US, in a series of different challenges at these competitions. Everything from, we run a drag race, we race in a road challenge where our rover competes on simulated street environments. And then we also have something called an auto nav challenge, which is a relatively complex obstacle course with ramps and obstacles that we have to navigate, and this is all done autonomously. So this year we're actually building 2 rovers. The one that you see in the picture is called Caffeine. It was started a couple of years back, and we're going to finish it up and get it competition ready, and then we're also in the preliminary design phases of a brand new rover. So lots of opportunities for learning and design on our team. Next slide, please. So this video is just a cute little video that they made last year, and it should take you through a little more about some of our design teams. You can play that.
So if I join this club, then all there is for members to do is send emails.
Yup.
Don't you organize events?
Only when we don't get ghosted.
What do you want to do?
Something technical.
Then how does this sound? Designing robots with CAD? Building and coding physical robots? Making them autonomous? Really long meeting times? And competing with said robots? Interested? Then why don't you check that club out?
Several days later.
Hi. You are here too.
Yes, I am.
I am a team lead for UTRA Art. Nice to see you again. Let me show you our team. Here's the mechanical team. They are in charge of designing and building the robot.
No, Tom, we are not having Dr. Octopus's arms for the rover.
Next. Here's the robot operating system, or ROS team. They simulate and code up the robot. Hey, how are things going?
Things are going great. I wish, take a look.
All right. Let's move on to the next sub-team. Here's the computer vision and machine learning team.
Oh, I know, they just code fancy if statements, right?
That's right. Ain't it, bud?
No.
Well, actually, we've made a lot of progress turning our convolutional neural generative adversarial reinforcement learning Bitcoin network into.
Basically a yes. Moving on. Here is the electrical team. They are in charge of setting up all the sensors and motors for the robot.
Hi.
Do you smell something burning?
Oh no, not the motor driver again.
5 minutes later.
Okay, sorry about that, we got it fixed. So as you can see, we work with all those electrical components and make sure nothing starts smoking or burning or blows up.
Hey, I got it working.
Nice. Let's check it out. Good work. So, have you made your decision?
I think I have. I want to join the.
So if you weren't impressed by our graphic design skills already, just to kind of recap that video, we have 4 technical teams on art. We've got the ROS team, and they work with the robotic operating system. It's a package in Python and C++ that allows them to do everything from simulating robotic environments, control the robot, path planning, collision avoidance, all of that kind of stuff. We have our computer vision team, and they work with all things computer vision. So anything that comes through our cameras, depth sensors, they'll work with detecting lanes and detecting objects and classifying what we see in the scene, and so that we can make sense of it. We have our embedded team, and they work with more than just electronics. They also work with the microprocessors, the power systems, all the low-level sensor integration. So they'll work with raw data and convert it to a more usable form using microprocessors such as Arduino, you might be familiar with. And then we also have a mechanical team, and they do everything mechanical. So they lots of CAD, lots of design and manufacturing. Like I said, we're designing a new robot this year. So they're designing new chassis right now, steering systems, any sort of payload handling that team deals with. So I'll pass it on to Michael. And next slide, please.
Thank you. So if you're interested, we do have a recruitment form. You can check out this link here. The slides should be shared later, so you can also check it out there. So here's a QR code. There's the link. And we will be setting the deadline for the recruitment form for September 24th, midnight. So do mark that on your calendar. And next slide. And last but not least, our art-specific individual kickoff. So also mark your calendar, September 21st, 6 to 8 p.m. We'll be going into a bit more detail about what art does, how you can get involved, what would it look like if you were to get involved, and whatever other questions you have, we'll be, of course, doing it on Zoom for the kickoff. The Zoom link is there, and if you ever have any questions, do feel free to reach out to us through email. We will try our best to get back to you as soon as possible. And yeah, thank you.
All right, so now we'll be talking about combat. So I'm sure that you guys have probably heard of BattleBots, maybe seen it on TV. So I guess next slide here. So pretty much what we do with combat is essentially we're going to be building a robot, and the goal of it is that you put them into an arena, and they have various weapons or other sort of devices to either disable each other or destroy each other. So in the picture here, you can see Annie, which was our robot a few years ago. And so on the front of it there's a huge spinning drum there, and that'll spin up to many thousands of RPMs. And there's big hardened tool steel inserts that basically rip chunks off of other robots. So there's a lot of excitement in this one, and definitely the stakes are high, but it's also really a lot of fun, figuring out how exactly you want to go about it and stuff like that. So on our team, it's relatively simple compared to the others. We don't have computer vision necessarily or anything like that, but we will be doing a lot of design work. So people who want to have a chance at CADing will definitely have that, as well as we have a mechanical and an electrical team. So we need to actually be building the thing, machining it, stuff like that, as well as there are a lot of circuits going on inside of it. So that needs to be figured out. I'll now pass it over to Ben.
Yep. So, like Bobby just said, there's kind of 3 parts to the combat robot: the CAD, the electrical, and mechanical. CAD is a pretty big part since we want to make sure that everything is designed. So everybody on the team will have a chance to CAD the robot. It's a good learning experience, I think, for any engineer. So 3D design is always useful. And then when we go into electrical and mechanical, because our robot isn't as complex, it doesn't have to work itself, right? There's going to be a driver for the electrical. Pretty much circuits are they're heavy duty. You have to make sure they can withstand a lot of impacts, right? So that's the job of the electrical team. And you want the remote control to work and the safety features to work. And then mechanical, they get to build the chassis and the weapon and make sure everything comes together. And yeah, just like Bobby mentioned, there's a little bit of a demo of BattleBots, which is what we're kind of hoping to be able to achieve, or let our robot do a slight percentage of what they're able to do. So yeah, we can show a little bit of that.
Let the bot battle begin. Minotaur just taking its sweet old time, just falling. Oh, here we go. Now we're speeding up. That flaming hammer, ready to deliver a shot, just misses Minotaur.
Minotaur trying to attack the flank of Blacksmith, but Alkindle's keeping that big wedge in front of him. You can hear Minotaur's spinner working, Chris. Sounds like a jet is about to take off here in the battle box.
Uh-oh. Minotaur gets thrown into the rails by Blacksmith and nearly gets taken out by the pulverizer.
So we're kind of hoping to achieve a similar experience, but as you guys can see, those are a little bit larger robots. We mostly focus on light combat, so we're in the 30-pound range, just because that's what the competition we're going to go to is. So that's another big challenge we have to do. We have to make sure that we're underneath the weight limit. Yeah, I'll pass this on to Shahid, who will tell you about the details.
Hey, so the last and the most important part is the recruitment details. On Saturday, which is September 18th from 12 to 2 p.m. EST, we will have our Combat Bots kickoff. The link, the QR code to sign up for it is on the screen. The link is there as well. We'll put in the chat. Once you sign up on the form, you'll be emailed with the link of the Zoom in which we'll be having our first kickoff. And do join us and hope to see you guys there. Thank you so much.
Okay, RoboSoccer. Next slide. So, RoboSoccer. We build humanoid robots that play soccer, a very challenging and lofty goal. We compete in a competition called RoboCup, a very old international robotics competition, with a simple goal of building a humanoid team of robots that can beat the 2050 FIFA World Cup champion team. You know, very sci-fi. And yeah, currently we're planning to compete in RoboCup Brazil, RoboCup Japan, and the main RoboCup in Thailand. Next slide. So this is Bez on the right, our current robot. And when we make Bez, we have to think, how do we want to build a humanoid robot? So we split up to 4 different sub-teams: mechanical, electrical, embedded, and software. So mechanical is the body, where you create the body, the structure, house, everything, that's needed. Then we have electrical, the muscle, the PCB design, everything to connect electrical signals to the motors, and there's embedded to get all the sensor data and make sure that we can, react to the environment to make sure we know what we're doing. And then software, the brain of the operation, to make sure that we're balanced, that we're walking correctly, using computer vision, and so on. Next slide.
Yep. So let me introduce you to our current version of robot. We name it Bez. So it has 18 degrees of freedom, which means they have 18 motors to control its movement. It's around like half a meter tall, which is fairly okay, and it's weigh around 2.3 kilogram. And the cost is around 3 to 4K. It looks like it's a lot of cost, but comparing to other robots that compete in the same competition, they're like averaging around 10 to 12K per robots. So this is quite, I guess, quite cheap for us, I guess. So we can build multiple robots in this case. It's also fully 3D printed. Currently, we have mostly finished the design of 30 versions of robots. So if you join us, you'll be, I guess, taking part of building the next robots, which is going to be fun. It's going to be slightly taller with stronger motors, so it's going to be, I guess, much better performance overall. So it'll be interesting to see it actually works. Yeah, next slide, please. So this is just some of our demos. On the left, it's the physical robot Bez working in actions. Yeah, let's play it. So this is how the robot get up from its front. As you can see, uses arm and leg to prop itself up and try to stand up straight. Yeah. You require quite a lot of tunings to actually get it up, right? And this is also a trying to get up, but this is like more fancy, trying to get up from its back. And in order to do so, you need to do a backflip. Yeah. And the videos on the right shows our, I guess, simulation demos that we pretty much used for our competition earlier this year, which I think is in July. So this is like very interesting. This shows you how the robot works in simulations. I think in Weebot, which is the software that we use. Just play it. Yeah, as you can see, the robot turn its head and trying to find the ball. And once you find it, it goes there and then perform a kick. Like soccer. Yeah, and after that, trying to find the ball again and walk towards the new goal position. Yeah, and pretty much a few kicks after that, you can just basically achieve a goal. Yeah. Yeah, next slide, please. Yeah, so what would you gain from joining us? I guess what would you learn overall? I guess Jonathan mentioned already, from mechanical team is in charge of designing and building the entire chassis of the robots. So you'll be doing a lot of CADing and also designing and also hands-on operations to actually build the robots. For electrical team, since we do most of our PCB design ourselves, so you definitely be able to learn some of that. Also, something like signal processing and power system is also quite important for us. In terms of embedded systems, we use FreeRTOS, which is a real-time operating system working on microcontrollers. So that's something you'll be able to learn. And also just general microcontroller programming on the SM32 board, which is the one we use. In terms of softwares, we mainly use Python at this moment, but we still have quite a bit of C++ code. You'll also be able to learn ROS and OpenCV. In terms of simulations, we use mostly Weebot for simulation, but we all use PyBullets for reinforcement learning stuff. Machine learning stuff, which is quite important. I know everyone's like, machine learning, what is it? So you'll be able to learn quite a bit from it. We use reinforcement learning for our motion planning. That includes walking and kick. And we use normal CAN for our computer vision stuff. There's also quite a bit of a control system stuff, which is quite complex. We're also building an AI for the new game strategy. Yeah, next slide, please. In terms of kickoff, so our kickoff is going to be Wednesday, September 22nd from 6 to 8 p.m. We'll also post a Zoom link for that. If you want to learn more about us, we'll also have our website here. You can check it out. And if you have more questions, can contact us using this email. We'll also post most of our information on the Facebook page, so follow us. Yes. If you're also interested in joining us, we're also going to be posting I guess, Google form link, so you can kind of sign it up, and we'll be contacting with you guys. Yeah.
Hello. Can you guys hear me? Yeah, okay. So yeah, I'm one of the project managers for PackBot. Next slide, please. So our team, PackBot, is exactly what it sounds like. It's Pac-Man, but like physical Pac-Man on a physical arena, which is just like a physical Pac-Man arena with the walls and the maze structure. So our goal for this year is to upgrade our robot. So we want to basically replace all our jumper wires with a PCB, so that if it ever crashes into a wall, it doesn't nothing ever disconnects or anything. And we want to improve our path algorithm. But most importantly, we want everyone to learn new skills and have fun. So for our team, we only have two main sub-teams. We have the mech/hardware. So this team will primarily work on getting a nice PCB design maybe even modify other parts of it, like the chassis. But we'll see as we go. And then we'll also have a software team that works on the algorithm. So for prereqs, I guess it would be best to have some basic coding knowledge, especially for the software team, and obviously just be willing to learn. And we know everyone's busy, so I guess just a minimum of 2 hours per week would be a good commitment. Next slide, please. So yeah, if you could play the video. So yeah, our competition is at Harvard. Yeah, our competition is at Harvard, and as you can see, that's kind of what it would be like. So yeah, on this team, we would be mostly learning algorithms, probably some sort of path planning algorithm, and yeah, alongside that, you'd be learning how to work on a code base, and we'd definitely be using a version control system. So you'll be getting familiar with that, and PCB design lastly. Next slide. So yeah, if you're interested, you can shoot an email to the address shown on the page, and we will get back to you. And that's all for me. Yeah, and we have a kickoff 6 to 8 on Tuesday, September 20th, and I hope to see you there.
Okay, so everyone can hear me, right? Basically, for our directorship team, what we mostly do is like more of the logistics and management side of UTRA, so less of like the robot building and more of like the marketing, poster designing, and like the sponsorship search, as well as like maintaining like our website and like our social media platforms. So that's kind of what we do. And basically like the other sub teams, they'll connect with us if they need like something to be marketed or if they need like sponsorships. So like we're the ones that like kind of handle that. And then right now we have like a lot of open spots for marketing, graphics, and sponsorship directors. And in the next slide, can we go to the next slide? Next slide. Yeah, so we have a link here for applications, and I'll send it in the chat afterwards, but basically just like if you're interested in applying for our directorships team, just apply on this link. And yep, yeah, time commitment 0 to 3 hours a week, not that much work. Yeah, that's it for me. Yeah, and follow us on social media. We have Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. So that's where we'll be posting all our updates and like announcements. So be sure to follow that.
All right, thanks everyone for coming. We're going to be moving on to the breakout room section of the kickoff. I guess before we move on to that, we have all of our dates and times all summarized here on the slides for all of our kickoffs. And yeah, I believe we're making breakout rooms for all the teams. You can hop in, join, talk to whoever you want. I guess thanks for coming for the main presentation. We hope to see you there. Hope to see you later.
Should I pause the recording or should I just stop?
I think you can pause the recording here.
Okay.